Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today's the new Stoker review. So there was three trails added. So the first one being this Stoker downhill one. This Stoker downhill, whatever you want to call it, just the downhill track. It also has three split exits. So you've got one just about like on the upper half where you can take an exit and you can go down to the lower half of Rock and Roller and the lower half of the locomotive jump line, and that's like a little sweet little exit that you can take that I'll show you in a sec. There's also one when you go off right at the very end on the right hand side, which takes you to the lower half of the jump line again, and you can literally just take another ramp and jump onto it, or you can go and do the long skinny bits on the lower half of Rock and Roller, which is pretty cool because that's like a strange way to do it, but it actually works really well. So if you're going to actually do the downhill line, because I know quite a few people just prefer jump lines to downhill ones, it's best played in first person because it makes it look a lot cooler and it feels a lot faster and stuff, and it actually just improves your experience of it. It just feels way more fun, especially for me. I feel like it's a lot better in first person, and when you want to be hitting these rocks, you want to be holding up on the right stick. You don't want to be like just riding into them, because if you hold it up on the right stick, your player sort of like pulls the bike up and, you know, tanks the impact of just crashing into a rock, and you should be able to just, you know, go over the bumps a lot more easier, and it actually makes it really fun. Stoker also got a really nice lighting change. As you can see, like time of day is sort of, I know, 1 to 2 p.m, maybe 3 p.m, or it could be early morning, but it does look very nice. The god rays are very beautiful, and I feel like it just made a great impact on Stoker as a whole, as it literally just got a lighting change, and the lighting change is really nice. At some points you can't really see where you're going, but it's really rare that even happens. But it actually looks a lot nicer. I like there's a lot of features, especially when there's new bits being cut out. You can see where the tree stumps have been chopped and they're left there, and it's pretty cool, and I think that looks really cool, and it's a really nice little addition to it. As you can see here, this is the bit before you go to the lower half of Rock and Roller. So this basically gave you a cut in that takes like a sort of like, I don't know what you could call it, sort of like a U-transfer, I suppose. I don't know what the term would be. It's like a really tall berm, I suppose you could say, as well. And it also means that just the end sort of bit of Rock and Roller got changed, because there's now a jump that you have to jump into that ramp. You did in the first place, but it's more of a gap now, because as you can see here, you jump over this rock and then you've got this little U-berm, and at the top of, or just the quarter bit of the berm, there's a little jump that's from Rock and Roller down into this, and that's pretty cool. And I think this downhill track actually runs really well. It's really good for new people. Try not to send it fully, because if you send it fully, you will send yourself off of the side of it and into the trees. But if you want to send it fully, that's still really fun. Just remember that you do have brakes, so if you want to slow down, I would best say use those, because that's what's going to save your life here in this point. But overall, I really do enjoy this trail. It's really fun. It is a great way of just not having a jump line to make everything fun, because a lot of the time people are like, oh, big jumps with their modded maps and stuff like that, and this is a really fun alternative that I hope a lot of new people will enjoy, and I hope they get to switch up their experience and enjoy this trail, because it is really fun. I literally can't praise it enough. It's such a good trail, and I really do enjoy it. Another trail that would be cool to see is like a realistic trail, you know, like you see at a Whistler bike park and stuff like that, where you've got loads of cool features where you're riding through woods, going up little ramps and stuff, and you're doing like skinnies and random stuff like that, like Rock and Roller is basically, but you know, a more, I don't know, a slower paced one, I suppose you could say, which would be quite fun, because it would bring a more realistic feel to it as well, and that would be quite nice to see in first person, and I think that would be excellent. So with this one, this exit, I suppose, you basically just come off here just after the little lake where SpongeBob might still be hiding. I haven't actually checked up on him to see if he's still there with the crew. I don't know if he's in the lake, but the lake did get a little rework and it looks really nice. It actually just looks like a better lake. As you can see, some of the tree stumps there, it looks cool. So basically when you come up here, you can either take the left and you go on the little skiddy bit, or what you can do is what I did and use this little ramp that's been here for ages to just hop back onto the trail and go straight back onto the jump line, which is pretty fun. There's a really terrible whip there. But yeah, that was kind of awful, but it's still a very good line, and I recommend you go play it. So next up is the new jump line called Whiplash. It is a huge jump line, like big jumps. And my tip for you is to not bunny hop. When you bunny hop off the end of these ramps, you are going to kill yourself. These will launch you as far as possible with no bunny hop needed, and it is very fun. This is like, I suppose, a really good jump line for those people that want a bigger jump line, who like mega ramps and stuff like that. This is the one for you. It is excellent. This jump here, I sort of skipped it. Not really skipped it, I sort of came off the edge. But that jump is really that you need to slow down for it. Because if you don't, you'll be launching and trying to land in the landing, but you'll just be landing in the middle of the track and you'll kill yourself. So that's the only tip that I can really give you there for that one, is that you will need to slow down for that bit. Right here, just as this jump coming up here, you jump over the people going down on the downhill track, which is really cool. It just looks nice when you see yourself flying over them, and sometimes you can spot people jumping over you, which is pretty cool. As I was speaking about the trees here, see as you jump across here, there's loads of tree stumps. That's obviously where the trees have been cleared out, same with this jump here, which just looks really cool. And when I was watching the footage back, I was like, wow, that is like, you didn't even need to do that, but that looks so good, because it just brings in the immersion of it all. It just looks so nice. Kind of fucked it up here and just drove over this, but it actually looks really nice, and I really appreciate that Speed's gone to that level of detail. I've gone, you know what, instead of just keeping it clear, I'm going to add some tree stumps. So this one, Easy Street, this is basically just the fire road, or the trail road for you to go back up and down in the cars, but there's some slight things been carved out and added in, which looks really cool. There's some details of the barrier being broken or something. You can jump over it here and go straight back to there. There's a ramp there that I missed because I didn't actually know it was there, but I do take this next one that's just here, and that's pretty cool that that's there. These little jumps on Easy Street. This is just a little alternative line, I suppose you could take. It's kind of an easy one, I suppose, as it's named. There's several jumps down it. All the jumps are actually pretty cool, and they blend in with it quite nicely. And I think it's actually just a little nice extra trail that wasn't needed to be added, but I'm very thankful that you added it. It actually looks really cool. And also with this Easy Street one, you also have jumps where you can hop back onto other trails. So you can hop back onto the big jumps, which use some of the Verberg jumps, if you didn't know, by Rosie. There's some of those jumps, like the launches, have been used here. See this jump here, you can jump back onto that big jump line. I didn't go for it because I was just trying to show off the Easy Street line, but it's still very cool. You go past the people doing the downhill track there, and this is taking you to the bit where you jump over when you're going down Rock and Roller, and then a bit further on is the bit where you jump over when you're, or you ride through, I suppose, where the two cars come across in Locomotive. And that's as you can see, the car just goes in towards the rock. The reason it lags here is because of the fact that when I was recording it before, I never actually crashed into the truck, but on the replay, the truck just crashed straight into me, knocked me off, which was pretty weird. But I was like, oh, I didn't do that, and then it just fixed itself. So because that's there and it doesn't always sync up, it doesn't show it. So yeah, as you saw there, that little ramp that you just might have missed, that jumps you back onto the Locomotive lower half, and this is basically just a fire road taking you right to the end. I hope you enjoyed this review. This map is excellent, and I think it's one of the best bike parks. It's definitely it's just an amazing bike park as a whole. I hope you enjoyed this, because the last video, this session one, did absolutely terribly, and I'm sorry that I uploaded a session video, I suppose. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I think this was an excellent bike park. If you haven't gone on it already, please go straight there. Go on it right now. I think Xbox people can get on it now. I'm not entirely sure. Do not quote me on that, because I know that bike parks got added, and I don't know if this one's here, but this is under the bikes park section instead of the mods now for you Steam people. So when you go to mods, you'll still have the old Stoker like build, and then when you go into ride and then bike parks, the Stoker one, which is this one, is new and it's already there. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, comment, and join the Discord, and I will see you lot later. Goodbye.